Well, welcome to Rockline. I'm Martha Quinn. Bret Michaels of Poison is here. Hi, Bret.
I'm doing great. How you doing, Martha?
I'm doing really good. We have a stack of phone calls waiting to talk to you. Quick question first off. I noticed this, your bracelet. What is this all about?
Actually, it says Operation Desert Storm. It says hope for freedom and prayers for peace. It was actually something my mom works at Bureau of Corrections in Pennsylvania, and she's an accountant there, and a couple of the inmates I had made some for the band, and they made this one especially for me, and it was very cool. It's brought me a lot of good luck. So.
And plus, it's something that's close to your heart. You sent 20,000 copies of Flesh and Blood to the troops.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was we sent them overseas, and from what we heard, they were blasting come hell or high water over across the line, sort of like we did to I guess it was Noriega down, and I guess that rock and roll always drives them crazy over there. So they, but it was very cool. We sent 20,000 over, and we got a lot of great letters. And when we go back out on the road this summer, we're going to do a couple free shows, for the troops and their families and stuff like that while we're on the road.
Great.
Yeah, we're excited about it.
Tonight we have got, as I said, a whole stack of phone calls. First one tonight, we'd like to welcome our christening show phone caller, Chrissy from Hammond, Indiana. I got it around to it. Hammond, Indiana has Chrissy on the phone. Chrissy, say hi to Bret.
Hi, Bret.
Hi, Chrissy. How are you doing?
I'm great. I love you. I want to tell you that first. I love you.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
We had a hard time getting fans who would be enthusiastic.
No, this is great. That's what rock and roll is all about, being excited about it. Go ahead. Did you have any question at all?
Oh, my gosh. Okay. Okay, I want to know, first of all, did you guys start recording for your live album and when it's going to be out?
Yeah, we actually did the live record. It was called Swallow This Life, and it's going to be out this Christmas. And we recorded it in Tampa, Florida, in Orlando, and in Miami. We did 3 shows, and I promise you it will be completely live. We're going to take the best cuts from each night, and we don't want to go back in the studio and tamper with any of it. We want it to be completely live, and it'll be sort of like the Aerosmith bootleg and stuff like that. Plus, it's going to be 3 sides. I still think in terms of albums, but 3 sides of it will be live, and the one side will be brand new studio cuts that we produced. Poison did and cut and produced after we got done with Flesh and Blood.
Swallow This Live coming out for Christmas. Thank you very much for your call, Chrissy. Rob is waiting to talk to us from Cerritos, California. Go ahead, Rob. You're on Rockline with Bret.
Hi, Bret.
Hey, Rob, how you doing?
This is Rob Jones.
Oh, how you doing?
What's up?
Oh, this is an old friend.
Oh,
you owe me money, yeah. Theo still owes me money. Rob, you got to leave me the number after this.
Yeah, cool. Well, man. Listen, we'll take you back a few years. Remember when we all were in Phoenix and the promoter got on you guys about Image or giving you flack about Image, and you guys were an Image band and all that kind of fun stuff?
Yeah, we got into a fist fight with the guy.
You also went on in your underwear.
I remember it well.
I just want to ask you, if you still get that kind of flack, and if you did, would you do it all over again in your underwear?
Yeah, we still get all kinds of flack, and we still kind of enjoy it. It keeps us on our toes and gives us a lot to prove still. And we yeah, absolutely, we'd do it again in a second.
So,
and have done it.
I started to give you flack about your image right now.
Would I jump up now? Well, unfortunately, I'm no.
Well, it's worth a try, right, girls?
I don't have much, but I have fun with it. So.
Rob, thank you for your call. Dawn is on the line from Edgewater Park, New Jersey. Welcome to the show, Dawn, and say hello to Bret.
Hey, Bret, how you doing?
Very good, Dawn. How are you doing?
I'm doing great now. I'm talking to you.
Very good.
I just want to say, first of all, I love you, and I think you guys are great.
Thank you very much.
And my question is, what happened between you and CC in New Orleans?
Actually, it's a good question. We've been on the road now about 9 months, and just from tension and stuff on the road, we had we went to see the fight that night. There was like 3 fights, and we went to see them, and we got intoxicated. I guess I can still say that in the air, can't you? And we were having a great time, and we went back to the hotel, and we kind of got into this little discussion over music and stuff, and a couple of different things, and sort of went at it a little bit. But everything was fine the next day. We had a little bit of a discrepancy, and we rolled around and took a few punches at each other, and after that, it was all fine. It's good to blow off a little tension sometimes, but everything was fine. Next day we had a show, and we made up for it, and there's no problem at all.
Doesn't sound too different from any 2 brothers or any other close friends.
Absolutely, yeah. So everything's cool now.
Who won the fight?
I don't have any bruises, so I'm.
We heard Cece got a fat lip.
Yeah.
Oh, modest.
I'll tell you the truth. You want to know the truth? Actually, it was the weirdest thing I said tonight when I went to see the fight. There was 2 guys that were best friends who had grown up together, and it was one of the first fights. And the weirdest thing was it was the night Tyson fought, and before that there was an exhibition fight, and these 2 guys were going at it. were best friends, and when the guy hit the guy, knocked him out, he went over and picked him up. Oh. And I said, wouldn't that be weird to get in a fight with one of your best friends? And needless to say, it's kind of fate. I don't know if someone was playing a joke on us or not, or down. I'm not sure which one it was, but anyway, it was so it was kind of fate, and it felt really weird. It was I never want to happen again.
Wow, there you go. It worked out okay. So thank you, Dawn, for calling. Kelly is on the line from Portland, Oregon. Kelly, you're on with Bret Michaels. Go ahead.
Bret?
Yeah, Kelly, how are you doing?
Good. Okay, what led you to using 3 different producers for each 3 albums?
Why do we use different producers?
Yeah.
The reason that we use different producers is because when the band goes in, we've never used any outside writers for any of our material, and it's good sometimes to, when you go in to do a record, it's great. It brings out a different feel for each record, and we feel when we go in like that, it makes us need to prove more. There's no set formula, and I don't want to get any set sound where we start to get comfortable with the way the music sounds. We want to keep proving ourselves time and time again, at least in the way that it sounds, because the writing comes from the 4 of us, and we all share a piece of the writing. When you do that, you know that that's going to be similar, so you want the sound sometimes to be a little different, experiment, and stuff like that.
And the studio tracks on Swallow This Live were produced by the band.
Yeah, produced by us, and that's the first time it was actually, the funniest thing about when you're producing is that it's all pre-production, it's all just writing the song. And for rock bands, I know there's been a lot of controversy over Milli Vanilli bands like this who don't do any of their stuff, but when you're a hard rock band and you play on your own stuff, most of it is in pre-production, meaning going in and doing the songs, getting them tight, and then you just go in and try to capture that sound in the studio, which is kind of tough because it's very bland. Then there's no environment, there's no people around, and it's tough to get emotional. So that's the most, that and someone showing up. When we produced ourselves, no one wanted to show up in the morning to do their tracks. That was a tough, everyone wanted to show up at night, so it took us a while to do it.
How's he going to have it of disciplining yourself?
Yeah, it's hard to do, so we'll use the producer next time. No one wanted to listen to me, and I didn't want to listen to them, so it worked out great.
Bret Michaels from Poison is here tonight. Our toll-free number is 1-800-344-ROCK, and that is 1-800-344-7625. Don't go away. We will be back. Rockline on MTV. Our guest tonight is Bret Michaels of Poison and his acoustic Gibson guitar.
Laying the bed of music down for you.
Right,
so you can,
perfect, a little soundtrack. So if you have a question, our number is, and it's free, 1-800-344-ROCK. Okay, first call we got waiting on the line is Amy, who's calling from Motown, Detroit, Michigan. Go ahead, Amy, say hi to Bret.
Hi, Bret.
Hi, Amy, how are you doing?
Good. I don't know if you remember me, but I followed you all over Pennsylvania, Virginia, all over. I was the one who stole my mom's car and went to Fairfax.
Absolutely.
But I just wanted to say thank you for all the passes that you gave me and my friend Stacy while we were following you around.
You're very welcome.
But my question is, what inspired you to write the song Ride the Wind?
Ride the Wind? Actually, there I go again, trying to yell into the mic. Ride the Wind, actually, I wrote that because I've ridden motorcycles ever since I was a little kid. And I still do today, and I like motocross and stuff like that. I love to ride, and I actually wrote that song a couple days after I went on this thing. It's called The Love Ride, which is about 5,000 or 6,000 bikers get together, and it's all Harleys, and they all ride, and it raises money for muscular dystrophy. But it was just great seeing all the different bikes and bike clubs and gangs and whatever you want to call it, and everyone was it was very cool. Everyone rode up into the mountains up in the Gore Hills, and they had a big party and a big festival, and people played, and it was very cool, and I wrote that about the brotherhood and just kind of sort of the same lifestyle a lot of those people lead, same as us. They're like gypsies and just traveling around, and they love that lifestyle. They're very simple, and that's what Ride the Wind's about.
And all for a good cause. So thank you, Amy, for your call. And Tony's on the line from Phoenix, Arizona. Go ahead, Tony.
Hi, Bret.
Hey, Tony, how are you doing?
All right. You wrote a song that's on a debut album for a band named Tough out of Los Angeles, California. And I was wondering if you plan on helping them in their career and other artists with upcoming debuts.
Yeah, absolutely. The Tough guys has actually kind of fell together sort of odd. I've known a lot of those guys from Phoenix. A long time ago, we played some small clubs down there called Rockers and Bootleggers. And what happened was I met a few of the guys in the band down there, and then they have different members. And I'd asked them, I'd written a bunch of different songs outside of Poison. I said, "Do you guys looking for a song?" And they were looking for a song at the time, and so it ended up on their records called Wake Me Up. And it actually came out very nice, and so we worked on the tune, and it was kind of hard because we were on the road. I would have liked to produce it, but they had a great guy producing, and they just kind of kept in touch with me. and I wanted to make sure it came out sounding nice. They put some piano and stuff on, and I also co-wrote and produced an album for a girl named Susie Hatton, which is coming out on Warner Brothers.
And that was called Body and Soul.
Body and Soul, yeah.
So I certainly hope Susie and Stevie Rochelle are watching tonight.
Yeah.
All psyched their records got mentioned. Tim is waiting from Boston, Massachusetts. Tim, say hi to Bret Michaels.
Hey, what's up, Bret?
Hey, Tim, how you doing? That's a Boston accent.
Yeah. Oh, what I just wanted to say is, I'm not really from Boston anyway.
New York?
Something to believe in. I love it. I play it every day.
Very nice, thank you.
And what I wanted to ask you is a question on that song. It's, when you released that song on a single and made a video out of it, did you think it was going to become the big hit that it did? I mean, I love the song.
Actually, to tell you the truth, when I wrote the song, because I wrote it initially about a friend of mine who passed away, I never wrote it with the intent of it being a hit. I wrote it for myself, exactly. And I remember writing it, I was actually at my mom's house over Christmas, and I wrote so many lyrics and so many verses to it that it was just, the song's like a 6 or 7 minute long song. I think it's 6 minutes long, and I never thought radio would play it, but I felt a need to put it on the album, and especially a need to release it as a hit, especially the band felt that way. And when we did the video, I was real emotional and stuff like that, and I'm glad it did very well. I think a lot of people, the reason the song becomes popular, you can't force it. It's just a matter of people relating to the song, and I think that was something to believe in. A lot of people related to some of the things I was feeling.
And you have an acoustic version coming out as a B-side.
Yeah, and there's just more lyrics. It's not the same lyrics. It's a completely different song, just the same chorus.
All right, thank you very much for the call,
Tim.
Tim. That was a good one. Scott is waiting from Alameda, California. Scott, you're on.
Hey, Martha. Hey, Bret.
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Hey, I was wondering if you could tell me, or us, what problems happened with Warrant on your tour together and what caused them to drop out.
Yeah, absolutely. We requested the Warrant guys to go out with us, and I know that they had wanted to go out, and the problem, I think, actually, the guy who summed it up best was sort of their security guy, a guy named Gator, who was out with them. We went out to a dance club one night, strip club, and the guys were already out there, and we'd hung out in the beginning of the tour quite a bit, and he said that Janie had taken a lot of flack for, some of the similarities, and since I'd come out first and did my thing, he'd taken some flack for kind of copying my thing. And I said, well, listen, I got the flack for copying David Lee Roth and Vince, and, it just goes on. And I said, it doesn't bother me as long as it doesn't bother them. And it sort of became an issue with them, and they were allowed to use, we have the contracts for anyone who needed to see them. They had all the stage room, and we treated them great, and they just felt that they wanted to headline and didn't want to be on the show, so they were more than welcome to leave.
And so now you have Slaughter on the bill?
Slaughter's on the bill, and the Bullet Boys, and the best thing to ask with a question like that is ask all the other bands that we have opened for, and we never got treated half that good, and a lot of the bands we opened for us now, Trickster and Slaughter and Don Dokken and Alice in Chains and everyone who's been out with us, and you can ask them, and I think they get treated really good.
Does that kind of hurt your feelings a little bit that you're getting, the impression is sort of they're feeling maybe they weren't treated as well as they'd like to have been. Does that hurt your feelings a bit?
Well, it's not a matter of hurt my feelings. I just think it was I think it was sort of childish in the airport, only because now there was this big threat of them, that we're going to headline and this and that. And I said, guys, listen, there's plenty of room for all the bands, go out and do what you want to do. And I said, we worked our way up through the whole thing, and we got to where we're at because we worked hard. And I said, you can't just do it on one song and one single. It took us, releasing and working and playing clubs. And just like my friend Rob Jones, who called earlier, I mean, he was down there after Talk Dirty to Me and Cry Tough were singles, and we were still playing small clubs, with 500 people, 300 people showing up, So it's just a matter of hard work. It'll pay off.
There you go. There's no such thing as an overnight sensation.
Yeah,
so, Scott, that's your call. Thank you very much, and nice to chat with you. And we have Carrie on the line from Columbus, Georgia. Carrie, welcome to Rockline, and say hi to Bret.
Hi, Bret.
Hi, Carrie. How are you doing?
Fine.
Good.
I'd like to say thank you for the music that you've been playing.
You're welcome.
It's helped me a lot while my husband's been in Saudi.
Right.
And then the questions I have for you is two. I'd like to know how you guys met up with CeCe DeVille and got him to start playing with you. And then, what does CeCe mean?
That's a good question. Actually, CeCe that was his name when he met up with us. That was the name he was going under. And I'll tell you a funny story talking about fights. The first time I ever met CeCe, we had just moved out to Los Angeles, and we were handing flyers out at the Rainbow, telling people to come out and see the show. And I remember meeting him in the parking lot, and he took the flyer, crumbled it up, and threw it in my face, because he had a different band called St. James at the time. And they ended up opening a show for us at the Troubadour, and right after that, our guitar player, whose girlfriend at the time was pregnant, and we had no money, and they weren't married or anything, so he went back east, and CeCe was one of the people that tried out, and he just, he had a great attitude, and...
Did you remember that he was the guy?
Yeah, absolutely. I gave him a lot of, you know, a beep for it, but and it was it worked out fine. He came in and was playing the riff to Talk Dirty to Me, and I thought that was really cool, and it was so it all worked out from there. Just the chemistry, everything just kind of fit right together.
A tumultuous chemistry.
Yes.
But a chemistry nonetheless.
Whatever you say, I'm just shaking my head and agreeing with you.
Thank you, Terry, for calling. Scott from Houston, Texas, go ahead. Speak to Bret Michaels.
Hey, Bret.
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I never thought I'd get through.
Yeah, how long you been on? They keeping you on the line a while?
Yeah, but, I just want to say I love Poison. I think your band is, cool. But, anyway, I want to ask you, how do you deal with being a diabetic on tour?
Actually, it's a good question. It's kind of rough, but I've had it since I was 6. I'm 28 now. God. But no, this bullet started to drip down me. But for 22 years, that's what I meant. And having it for 22 years is a long time. And I just, with your eyesight and stuff like that, it gets kind of, it gets a little out of control sometimes. And a lot of it has to do with just the partying and drinking and.
Yeah, because you were saying earlier that you were intoxicated, and I was wondering how does that work if you're diabetic?
Being diabetic, it doesn't work real good, and that's why you have to. That's why you have someone who's out in the row with us who kind of keeps an eye on things. And I feel that I keep in pretty good health, and we have a great workout on stage. You know, when we do the show, it's a 2-hour show, and we go at it for the whole show. And I've kept in good health, and I get checked up and stuff. But it goes out of control occasionally, and sometimes actually during our show we have 2 breaks, which was a drum and guitar solo. And for me, that's perfect. I have to check my blood sugar and stuff backstage. And
see, here at Rockline, you get the thoughts, the music, the blood sugar levels.
Yes, exactly. The whole 9 yards.
You get it all. We get the whole package to you. You're watching Rockline on MTV. Tonight, Bret Michaels of Poison, and we will be right back. the
blood sugar level. Guaranteed to make an ugly face. They're wondering what the cheeks are like blowing up and expanding, but music's never meant that.
Welcome back to Rockline on MTV. We got Bret Michaels here. Call, request a song. Maybe he'll play it for you.
I know that. The piano man.
1-800-344-ROCK, and that's 1-800-344-7625. You know, Bret, I knew you from the very early days.
Yes.
And you had a very different look back then, which you changed. What's that all about?
Just getting a little older and a little uglier. Father Time is just going dead. No, actually,
speak for yourself, Bret.
No, actually, it's a. Shut up now on my head. But no, it just as time went along, we just you start to change things and you feel more comfortable different ways, and you gotta roll with the punches and go with how you feel and feel more comfortable. I think in the beginning it was great. You're a band, you're just you want to go out and shock and do all that stuff, and finally it really does. I mean, I got to admit, I still think that the look and stuff like that in rock and roll is, it's still cool, but it's got to be you, and you got to feel it.
Good for you for saying, we want to do something else, and you did it, and that really worked well. So, I have to say, thanks, Bret, for your call.
Yeah, you're welcome. Bret, I got a question for you.
Paula's waiting from Hereford, Pennsylvania. Go ahead, Paula.
Hi, Bret. How you doing?
Hey, Paula. You're near my stomping grounds back there, Pittsburgh and Harrisburg.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Mount Carmel. I don't know if you heard of it.
I know exactly where. I know exactly where it's at.
First of all, I'm really glad I got through tonight. I watch the Rockline every week, and I think it's the best show I've seen in a long time.
I agree with you. You can actually...
Before I ask my question, I have to say something very quickly. My friend Vicky, she always tells me she can't believe God put so much into one man, so much gorgeous into one man.
I'm looking around for him. Hold on. He said, no, thank you very much. And who is your friend? What's her friend's name again? Vicky?
My friend Vicky.
I love Vicky. We love Vicky.
What's your question today, Paula?
Thank you very much.
Okay, you really look like you're having a lot of fun during your videos. What was your favorite video to make and why?
Actually, probably the most fun I had making a video was probably either Unskinny Bop or Nothing But a Good Time. Just really enjoying it. We were getting ready on both occasions. We just set up all of our gear, and we were actually doing a sound rehearsals. When we did Unskinny Bop, if you really take a look at the video, you can tell half the words aren't Unskinny Bop. They're from, Let It Play, and we did Flesh and Blood. And we were just getting ready. That was actually the show we were taking on the road, and we were doing all of our pre-production for the show. and we're just having a great time. I mean, we were really enjoying it.
Paula's right. You can. It's really captured on that.
You can see it. You know, you're not thinking about it. You're not thinking about what you're doing. We were just doing our songs, and a lot of the times, if you look at the songs, you can see it's not the same words, but who cares? You're having
just
fun.
Capturing the moment. So thank you, Paula, for your call. And Crystal, I think you are going to be our last caller tonight.
Crystal.
From Oxford, Alabama. Go ahead, Crystal. Say hi to Bret Michaels.
Hi, Bret.
Hey, Crystal, how you doing?
I love you.
Well, thank you very much.
What is the story behind Escape Balt, and what does it mean?
Oh, that's a good question,
Good question.
Crystal.
Actually, it's a great story behind it. It's going back to Cece again. While we were doing the album, or, you know, writing, we were out at a place in Burbank where we rehearsed. And his friend, who was Ron Jeremy, who's a big guy in the business of porno, actually they partied together quite a bit, and he had a couple girls come down, and Cece was hanging with these girls and stuff, and actually we had written it musically. The song was the first song we wrote when we got back together. We walked in, it was me and Cece showed up a little late, and Ricky and Bobby were just jamming, and Bobby was just playing, and they were going through some riffs, and Cece picked up the guitar, and I'd written a section, the B section in the song on my guitar, and we just put the whole thing together, and then I didn't have the lyrics till probably about a month later.
But Cece provided the inspiration.
Cece did provide a little inspiration. I thought all about it and put it all together, but it had nothing to do with weight. It was just the sheer act.
There should be a sitcom called Oh, That's Cece.
Yes, we thought about it after watching the rockumentary the other night. So anyway, we'll go into that.
Bret, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thanks, Travis. So I just want to tell everyone this is a great show. I want to tell you guys that, because that way they can set, and especially for me, you know, still a fan of music, you can watch people and see their answers and their reactions. So it's very cool.
It's really a good concept, isn't it?
And I just want to thank the Slaughter guys and Bullet Boys, who will be on tour with this summer, and we'll see everyone this summer.
All right, thank you very much, and you can watch us every Tuesday night. That is this edition of Rockline on MTV. Next week, Belle Biv DeVoe, so join us then.
Cool.
In the next half hour, rare live rock and roll from Livings of Fury as the two alternated headlining acts each night of the tour. So here they are, the two of them together, jamming like never before. Jeff Beck and the late Stevie Ray Vaughan, I'm Down.
I'm going down.